Mic check 1 2 1 2. It's the Y2K collector. So I happened to stop by the thrift store today. I was out and about running some errands, and I stopped at the thrift store, and when I got there I realized that they had this very clean PlayStation 1 there for about $37, and it came with a clean controller for the most part. Pretty clean. I mean, it had a little bit of dirt on it, but I was able to kind of just wipe that off pretty easily. I still got to give it another wipe down, but the console and the controller was in great condition. It came with all of the hookups, all of the cords. I mean, even the cords came in pretty good condition as well. Normally these cords are pretty torn up, and usually they're like aftermarket cords, but the cords were pretty good. All the plugins were good. And I was a little confused as to why this PlayStation was just sitting there. And I realized why it was still sitting there once I flipped it over. Now, of course, I did pop it open. I just got done testing it. I was testing it on this Pac-Man World game, but I wasn't able to pop open the disc tray to check the lasers. But even if you look inside there, I mean, there's little to no dust in there. Like, it's very clean, even in the tray. And a lot of times these consoles, especially these older PlayStation consoles, PlayStations are known for just like being dirty, grimy. Every PlayStation that I've run into out in the wild was filthy, dusty, just nasty. But this one was exceptionally clean. And I couldn't understand why no one had picked this up until I flipped it over and I saw this. Now, someone can let me know down in the comments, but I'm pretty sure that this is a PAL version of the Sony PlayStation. So by PAL version, I mean this is the UK version of the Sony PlayStation 1. Now, I know you have the North American PlayStation, you have the PAL version, and then I'm pretty sure you have like the Asian version, the Japanese version of the PlayStation that is sold overseas. Now, I'm pretty sure that this is the PAL version, and I'm thinking because it says PAL right there. If I'm wrong, someone let me know down in the comments, but I'm pretty sure that that was the reason why this was still sitting there, because anyone who is an actual gamer and probably understands games, they probably didn't want to run the risk of picking up a PAL PlayStation 1 and the games, you know, their games not working on it. But I decided to pick it up because for two reasons. One, because it was just so stinking clean. Like, this was an exceptionally clean PlayStation, and this was the one model that I did not have in my collection. So I more than likely will be keeping this PlayStation 1. So that was part one of why I picked it up. Part two of why I picked it up is because I am interested in picking up some PAL exclusives. So I went ahead and decided to pick up this PlayStation 1, but I did have one main concern. And my main concern was, am I going to be able to play regular PlayStation games or North American PlayStation games on this system? And to my pleasant surprise, I was able to play North American games on the console. Now, I'm going to show you what actually happens when you put a game into a North American game into a PAL system, and what it looks like. And I don't know if it's a matter of the PlayStation just not being broken or not working officially, or if it's because I'm putting a North American game into a PAL system. But I'm going to show you what it looks like on the screen. So I've got it here. We're going to go ahead and turn on my screen here, and I'm going to show you what happens when you turn it on. So as you can see, I've got my screen here, it's turned on. As you can see, the PlayStation is connected. So I'm gonna go ahead and flick that on. And this is what happens. So as you can see, there's no real like PlayStation logo that boots up. It sounds like an opening chime wants to play, but there's not, you don't get that classic like, you know, two-tone PlayStation startup symbol. You don't get the regular PlayStation startup. It just winds up being this like black screen, and it looks like nothing's gonna play and nothing's gonna work. But I can hear that the game is spinning, and I can hear that it's reading the information, and there goes the game, right? So it starts up and the game is gonna play, but you're just not going to get the standard PlayStation boot up noise that you would get when playing a regular PlayStation games. Now, I don't know if this changes or if there's any difference if I were to try and put in, say, like a PAL game into the system, if it would, you know, do anything different. But this is a North American game, Pac-Man World, and I'm able to play it. So the good news is that I am able to play North American titles on this PAL system, but it just looks like, you know, that I'm not gonna get that standard startup. So it looks like what I'm gonna have to do is probably go on eBay and find like a PAL game that I can play. Oh, I think I unplugged it. But it looks like I'm gonna have to go on eBay and find like a PAL game that I can buy and test out on this system. Now again, I'm totally stoked because I already have a PS1. I actually have the smaller PS1 model. So I have a console that I can play my regular PlayStation games on. I also have a PlayStation 2 and a PlayStation 3, so I'm not worried about being able to play North American PlayStation 1 games. But this does give me the ability to now play PAL PS1 games. So I'm actually excited to see what PAL exclusives are out there for the PlayStation 1. And if you're watching this and you know of any great PAL exclusives on the PS1, please feel free to leave them down in the comments. I'm really interested. If you don't know what I'm into, I'm definitely into beat 'em ups, action platformers, and shoot 'em ups, and like action adventure games and stuff. So if you know of any that didn't come out in North America, I'm definitely going to be looking into that. Also, I'm going to be looking to see if any of the PS1 games that were on my wish list, if I'm able to find them cheaper for the PAL version. So that's like Adventures of Tron Bonne, Klonoa, games like that. I'm going to have to see if I can get them for a cheaper price if I get the PAL version. So definitely excited about that. But let me know down in the comments if there are any PAL exclusives that I should be looking for. And let me know if you own a PAL system. Is that what happens when you put a North American game into a PAL PS1? Or is this PS1 just semi-broken? I'm interested to know. You guys let me know. It's the Y2K Collector. Take it easy.